So John, will you please introduce your manual real quick?
Yeah, quantum ski mechanics. And again, as I point out when I send copies to people, it's a science-based manual. It's it hurts some people's head because there's a lot in there. But if you're just kind of patient, read through the sections, keep track of things. I always suggest going to the back. There's pictures and diagrams and things that might make things initially a little bit easier to grasp and wrap your hands around. But yeah, so.
It's the textbook, people. It's the level 400 textbook. And if you're a ski nerd like Amy and I are, you gotta have it.
One of the things is trying to get people to do things when they're like standing still in a sense, so there's not any jeopardy. And again, I put things into no, low, medium, or high jeopardy environments. Where they can concentrate on individual movements and get proper feedback. And so the harness does a couple things. First, it's going to allow us when we start to actually ski, for me to be able to keep her speed low and be able to actually talk to her and ask her to make certain movements, and then be able to give her feedback directly. The other thing is learning how to move from the center of your body. So that we do this a lot of stuff in the gym, as maybe some of you have seen. And the idea is that, like, Amy has excellent posture. She has her shoulders are stacked up over her hips over her feet, and pretty much equal. And that's what we were looking for really in all phases of the turn, is to maintain this integrity of these lines of left side, you know, foot, knee, hip, shoulder, up to the shoulder. Any type of change in that line might be in the upper thoracic. Maybe you might level a little bit, but it's way up here. It's going to be up higher in her body, but up to here is going to be the straight line. It's like if we're doing weightlifting, this is always in a straight line, correct? And for Olympic lifting or foundational lifting, you need this. So if there's going to be any change at all, it would be just from here up. So go ahead and just kind of tilt back and forth here. No, side to side. There we go, good. If there's any, and it would be very modest, because we don't want to break down this kinetic chain. Okay, cool. So I'm actually gravity. I could add and subtract gravity, and she's gonna respond to it from the center of her body, which is what we're looking for. So it's not, go ahead and throw your upper body forward and backward. So it's not from there, do some hinging at the waist. Here we go, it's not that. Instead, it's straight up and down, good, there we go. We're not looking for that, we're looking for maintaining this step. So if we go through some of the basic positions, go ahead and just kind of a natural neutral stance. Go ahead and do a vertical jump, and when you land, don't come back up again. Okay, good. So right there, that would be kind of her natural position. I'd like to see her maybe a little deeper in the knee and the hip, and we'll see why in a minute here. Good. Okay, so that would be, Germans would call the natural position, Austrians would call the central position, I call neutral. Straight running glide. Okay, so now I'm going to have her take her through some other training positions here that we use, so you'll understand. So right now she's in an open position with the hands. Now I want her to go super G positions. So that would be super G, and they find in testing this is almost fast as a downhill tuck, but it leaves the hips more mobile. Go ahead and go to downhill position now. Okay, when you lock in, no, just with the upper body. So we have 3 training positions for the upper body. So downhill, super G, and open or GS, good. Now downhill position with the legs. So now she's got 2. Now in super G, she would come up a little higher, but we could also still keep in downhill position with the hands. Yep. And then all the way to open. So we have 3 by 3. We have 3 hand positions and 3 leg depth, basically, from GS to super G to downhill. I use these as training positions. I'll ask them, and they're designed to, with the upper body is really designed to get the upper body out of the game. So we do a lot of work in a downhill or a tuck position or super G. That way we can't counterbalance the upper body. And then we use a lot of the leg positions to teach people the effectiveness of the depth of the knee and the hip and the ankle in movements. Remember that they call it length tension arrangement. There's an optimum position for every joint to be in, to either to create force or to respond to force. And my basic understanding of it really shows that we try and ski in very, very upright, straight-legged positions. We call athletic positions. They're not athletic to me. So you can see what she's doing here, how she's changing, how she's, in a sense, moving forward without moving up.
How she's getting that ankle flexion without moving up.
Right, and that's what we're trying to do, is increase. Right. So go ahead and see, can you jump your heels off the ground for me a few times too? Yeah. Right, jump them way up. No, the heels, not the toes. There we go, good. So straight run for a bit here. Go ahead and drop in downhill position. So we might have her do it from here. That's good, and just a little bit of knee work. In slalom, there's more knee work. It's a little deeper. Here, it's just what we're showing. It's very moderate, just enough to change the platform. But as you see, her center of her body is right between her feet. Her hips are not like, I don't know even how to do this. Go ahead and stand up, and then kind of use your hip in and your upper body out, right? So it's not
twisting the hips.
Yeah, it's not this.
Nope.
Right? It's not. Go ahead and get that body completely erect. Okay, now you're going to have to side bend because you're going to throw your hip in. There we go. It's not that, and it's not that. If the body senses stability, right, then all of the neurological pathways are open and we move seamlessly through movements. And so by being in this position, the body automatically will be free. It'll have freedom of movement, and both mental and physical. But when we put people in a situation with straight legs, braced-based position, and very negative, the body doesn't feel stable. It's not going to stand primarily on something that doesn't feel stable. What I want her to do is go through the 3 hand positions, then show us the 3 leg positions, and then kind of mix and match.